Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Guys with Cameras TV News.
News, yeah.
We got the news.
And you are?
I'm Mike Zahora.
I'm Ed Lau.
And this is the news.
It's the news. Yeah. So what do we got this week, Mike?
What do we got this week? Let's start off with this.
It's absolute camera porn.
It is. It is. It's beyond camera porn. This is okay. So to start off with, it's a $4,000 lens.
It's a $4,000 55mm lens. Yeah.
F1.4.
Yeah.
But if you go onto Zeiss's website and you look at the samples from these lenses,
I'm gonna turn this way now because I'm just gonna look at this the whole time
Okay.
we do this. Okay.
If you look at the samples, these lenses produce images that are equivalent to medium format. And
Well, given that you have a good full frame camera, of course.
Well,
yeah.
exactly.
But,
and they said that it will work with like cropped cameras also, but to get the full effect of these things, you need a full
that's like
frame.
looking at the Mona Lisa through a really small hole.
Exactly. But it can still be done.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous in the way it's constructed too. I really like the new way that Zeiss is making the lenses. Oh, it's really nice.
It's gorgeous, and apparently there's like elements in there where the glass that's in those elements is actually more expensive than gold.
It's actually pretty crazy. Like but can we justify this? Like, I know it's a Zeiss lens, and Zeiss is at the top, like it's the Ferrari of cameras at this point. But for a 50, let's just call it a 50, not a 55, because there's very few 55mm lenses. But the equivalent Canon or Nikon 50mm 1.4 is around $300.
$400, yeah.
This is more than 10 times the amount.
Exactly.
Well, and it's a manual focus lens, right? Yeah. So
no. These one actually will focus.
oh, are they autofocus?
Yes,
right.
they are autofocus.
I keep thinking Zeiss is always manual focus.
Yeah.
But anyway, is the quality worth that to people like you and me, or is it's strictly for like pros working on portraits?
I think it would, like, the commercial photographers out there that are doing like landscapes or portraits or product photography. This is probably the ultimate lens to have.
Yeah.
Right. Average human beings like us.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Like, I know a lot of wedding photographers that shoot with the Canon 51.4, and it's already an excellent lens.
Exactly.
Is this 10 times more lens? Probably. I'd say it is. I mean, I've seen the samples as well, and wow, they are friggin' gorgeous.
Exactly.
But I mean, I don't know if I could ever justify this unless I'm private jet wealthy.
Yeah, the more money than brains club.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so porn.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Next,
let's move on. Oh, to the slightly less beautiful. This is the
contrast.
This is the Jony Ives designed Leica M. It's a one-off, so there's only one of these in the world. Thank goodness. It's basically a Leica M with all the corners rounded off. Now, everybody knows me knows I have a ton of Apple products. I mean, we have several Apple products just lying around. And I love the way Jony Ives designs things, but this is unapologetically ugly. I mean, the Leicas are pretty much some of the best looking cameras.
Yes.
I mean, but that with all the rounded edges and stuff is.
But there's somebody out there who wants to give to charity. Wants to spend large amount
I'm not saying I'm not saying this is
right?
a bad idea. I mean, let's be clear here. It's for charity, and they at the auction they're expecting a $6 million bid. $6 million for this thing, and
really?
Yeah. That's what I read anyway. Like, could you?
If Leica just did this for the rest of their lives, just made like one-off $6 million.
Oh yeah, we'd have no more poverty anywhere. Oh well, we need a lot of people with $6 million that want to collect cameras, but oh man, I would never.
Okay, let's move on to. Let's move on. I guess this is going to be the
what?
The rumor alert.
Right, rumor alerts. Right. So, Olympus.
Before we start, we have to talk about the image there.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's not to scale.
I was about to say, there's no way what we're about to say is the Olympus is about to come out with a high-end compact camera, probably called a Mini OM-D or something like that, OM-D Mini, Nano, whatever Apple-ish
whatever they want to
say.
It, yeah.
And Mike, I don't think this Mike just whipped this up in Photoshop. I don't really think.
Well,
this,
I just took that picture and made it
that would make
small.
the OM-D Mini about that big, which it probably won't be. But
it would be cool if it was.
It would, yeah, that would be cool. A little mini full featured camera. It's rumored to either have a micro four thirds sensor or a small compact camera sensor. But what it is, it's a competitor for the Fuji X100, for the Nikon A, the Ricoh GR, and other high-end compacts that have been on the market for some time now. And I don't know about you, but the Fuji X100S is absolutely bonkers. They can't keep those things on shelves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a really cool market right now because like professional photographers and high-end hobbyists and stuff are looking at these cameras and saying, I can fit this in my pocket, and it has everything that my DSLR does. Well, not really, but enough that you can carry it around on a daily basis.
It makes it a more compact, easy to sort of tote around camera.
But still has the features that you want.
And it still has the features. I mean, anybody who's knows photography, will want to go into manual mode to get pictures, and those cameras do that.
I remember my old Canon G2 back in like 10 years ago had full manual controls, but like they got away from that like a little while later. Like they just took that away from many compact cameras and just said, no, if you want manual controls, you got to go DSLR. But now, I mean, everybody wants a smaller camera to take on vacation and stuff, and not have to lug around a 5D that weighs quite a few pounds.
That's the point.
Yeah, and if it looks anything like the OM-D, I mean, the OM-D is fantastic.
You
ever shot on one of those things? They're fantastic. They're great cameras.
Okay, and finally, good news, Nikon D600 users. There is a solution to the shutter oil dust issue that those cameras are plagued with.
Now, I'm not a Nikon shooter. What is this about?
So apparently there was an issue with the shutter. It didn't quite fit into the camera, and it would spray oil onto the sensor.
Oh, Nikon.
So the solution they've come up with is the 610.
So what happens to all the people that have a D600?
They have a D600.
So they just have one that doesn't function correctly?
Well, they can take it to Nikon, and Nikon,
will retrofit it with this stuff?
They won't retrofit it, but they'll clean it up and everything, so you can start using it. You can continue using it, right?
That doesn't seem like a very good solution to just release another camera that has the fixed stuff.
It's like a year later,
okay.
But I guess it was a big enough issue. They didn't want to. They haven't actually admitted it that it's an issue, but they will.
It's a feature. It's a feature.
It's a feature.
New dust filter.
So
new Instagram dusty filter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the specs are pretty much the same. This one shoots 6 frames per second as opposed to 5.5 frames for the D600. It has what they call a quiet continuous mode that's not completely silent.
So it's not really that quiet.
It's quieter.
It's quieter than
they just forgot
the loud slapping.
Exactly. They just forgot to add the ER to the quiet.
Okay. Right.
And it's going to come in a bunch of variations. The body only is going to be about $2,000. And there's going to be 3 variations of kits ranging from $2,600 to $3,250. Right, depending on the accessories and the lenses that you get.
Right. Man, it's 610. I don't know how good of an idea that is.
Well, I mean, the good idea is, I guess they've stopped production of the 600.
Oh, okay.
This replaces it, so they don't have any more issues.
This seems like something that Apple would do.
Yes.
Okay.
So, that's the news.
You are?
Oh, I'm Mike Zahora. You can find me on Twitter at Michael Zahora.
He always forgets. I'm Ed Lau at Ed Lau on Twitter.
And thanks for watching.